Good evening, everyone. I am Vishnu Jagtab, and in front of all of you, I am presenting the Money Control News headline. So, first of all, top gainer on Friday from Nifty 50 are Tata Motors, Bajaj Auto, Dr. Reddy, ITC. Then, top loser from the Nifty 50 are Adani Enterprises, Adani Ports, SBI, ICICI Bank. Then I comes to the FI and DI activity where has FII sold out 2393 crore rupees where has DII buys 1378 rupees 8 crore rupees. Then I talk about the key indices in that Nifty 50 closes out on Friday is 17,604 rupees where has Nifty Bank closes out 40,345. Then I talk about the total point swing. So on Friday, Nifty down by 287 points, and whereas Bank Nifty down by 1,302 point down. Then I talk about the sector indices. In that, only four sector closed at green, and rest of all sector closed in red. That four sector are auto, pharma, FMCG, and healthcare that are closed in green. Then I talk about the top news. In that, Adani says Hindenburg's conduct calculated security fraud under applicable laws. Next, India win inaugural women's under 19 T20 World Cup, defeat England by 7 wickets. Next, affordable therapy, mental health insurance need of the hour, says expert. Next, what pushed Pakistan to the brink of economic collapse and why it concerns India. Next, Pathan crosses rupees 400 crore mark in 4 days. Next, L&T earning preview, better execution, a decent order inflows in drive, sales up 14% in quarter 3. Next, Shah Rukh Khan's reaction when Twitter user said he would not match up to Salman Khan. Next, tiny radioactive capsule goes missing in Australia, triggering urgent search operation. Next, budget 2023 expectation highlights. Experts say mental health insurance, affordable health. Next, Pakistan government rises petrol diesel prices by rupees 35 each. Next, WhatsApp working on new text editor for drawing tools. Next, Novak Djokovic rules Australian Open 10 best moments. Next, this Indian singer is the most listened to artist in the world. Next, the Drive report, the Lamborghini Hurricane Technica. Next, Uber CEO almost said no to the job until Spotify CEO urged him to accept it. Next, support to IMF $2.9 billion bailout for Sri Lanka helps India from upstanding in island nation. On page number 9, in personal finance section under that, SEBI may force large mutual fund houses to lower fees. Next, equity mutual fund to adopt T plus 2 redemption payment cycle from Feb 1. Next, don't lose hope in case of job loss. Here's how to keep money troubles away. Next, budget 2023 easy reforms to bring more household money into capital markets. Next, personal finance in that should an investor worry about turnover ratio in equity funds. Next, four classic insurance traps you must avoid. Next, Indians feeling more financially secure than in 2020 says a Max Life Insurance survey. Then I comes to page number 10. In that business section under that in depth what pushed Pakistan to the brink of economic collapse and why it concerned India. Next, Xbox head Philip Spencer says they were light on games in 2022. Next, uh, Tech Mahindra quarter 3 preview sequential revenue growth to be muted. PAT may rises 3.8%. Next, L&T earning preview better execution, decent order inflow to drive sales of 14% quarter 3. Next, experts say mental health insurance, affordable health. Next, DCB Bank quarter 3 net profit jumps 52% to rupees 114 crore. Next, our power loss widened to rupees 291 crore in quarter 3. Next, US China trade war. Biden administration may block investments to high tech Chinese. Next, budget 2023 expectation highlights. Here are the common man's expectation from the union. Next, NDR Auto Compound consolidated December 22 net sales at rupees 105.37 crore, up 90% year on year. Next, Sterlite Techno consolidated December 22 net sales at rupees 1882 crore, up 38% year on year. Next, Yash Manage consolidated December 22 net profit as rupees 11 crore, up by 1000 sorry 10,841% year on year. Next, it's all about the result. I skipping that, you can read from the PDF. Then I comes to page number 11 in economy section. Under that, in depth, what pushed Pakistan to the brink of economic collapse and why it concerned India. Next, US China trade war, Biden administration may block investments to high tech Chinese. Next, royalty payments to group companies need stronger regulation to balance shareholder. Next, budget 23-24 must target 5.5% fiscal deficit. Former MPC member Mridul Sagar. Next, BOFA Jesh Mehta see lower yield but no rate cuts in 2023. Next, government plans to classify clean economic activities tech to attract more fund. Report on page number 12 in political section that Rahul Gandhi resumes final lab of Bharat Jodo Yatra. Next, Congress releases final list of candidates for Meghalaya Assembly election. Next, some people purposely spread wrong info about China issue for politics. EAM S. Jaishankar. Next, Congress must be fulcrum of any opposition alliance for 2024. Jairam Ramesh. Next, BJP releases a list of 48 candidates for Tripura assembly polls. Next, net zero and the energy transition are impossible without carbon removal. Next, RERA starts unravelly has key fixes in law are neglected. Next, Bharat Jodo Yatra aimed at changing India's situation, not to improve Rahul Gandhi's image. Next, Bharat Jodo Yatra suspend temporarily due to security concern. Next, India, Cuba bonds to deepen has the two nations stare G20 and G7 plus China. Next, has better focused on ball ignoring crowds expectations. Students should focus shun pressure PM. Then I comes to page number 13 international section. Under that, 1 minute. Under that, Hyundai unveils $8.5 billion spending plan amid EV push. Next, Fidelity cuts any group valuation by another 9% to $64 billion. Next, Japan Netherlands to join US in restricting chip equipment exports to China. Next, stumbling Intel seeing AMD gain ground says it will recover balance. Next, Intel issues one of the grimmest forecast ever. Next, Nepal plane crash, Singapore to analyze black boxes. Next, Japan bans export of robots, semiconductor part to Russia and new sanction. Next, Hasbro to cut 15% of workforce in 2023. Estimate Dur holiday quarter. Next, Wells Fargo CEO Charles Scarf 2022 pay unchanged at $24.5 million. Next, Gaza militants fire rockets. Israel strikes in Gaza. Next, latest news today highlight Hockey World Cup 2023. It's Belgium versus Germany in the finals. Next, uh, China mulls protecting solar tech dominance with the export ban. Next, US economy posted strong growth in Q4 but with underlying weakness. Next, power surges. Power surge crashes Pakistan grid, plunging millions into darkness. Next, activist Elliot to nominate director at Salesforce report. Next, FDA advisor packed the same COVID vaccine for initial shots booster. Next, blast near Ukraine nuclear plant says UN watchdog. Russia calls it provocation. Next, Ukraine faces deadly Russian missile onslaught after securing tanks from allies. Then comes to page 14 tomorrow. In that economic data for tomorrow. In that economic calendar data. In that tomorrow I am only reading USA and India data. There is USA data is that Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index Jan data is coming, 3-month bill auction data is coming, 6-month bill auction coming. That much for today. Thanks for watching. Make